would teach you how to think correctly. The largest gap between successful and unsuccessful people in life is the thinking gap. I'm not talking about being smart. I'm not talking about an IQ. I'm talking about how you think, how I think. Successful people think differently than unsuccessful people.
So, yeah, that's how we talk.
Wise thinking leads to right living. Stupid thinking leads to wrong living.
What's going on over here, Jordan?
If you want to have a fulfilled life, you have to fill your mind correctly.
What? The person is talking to me?
Right now, you need to focus on today.
He's from a company that I have.
What I realized so many leaders don't understand is that truly today matters. And we overestimate what we could do tomorrow. We over-exaggerate what we did yesterday, but we underestimate what we can do right now. The only time you have, the only time I have, is now. So the question for all of us is, what am I doing with now? The great leaders, they're present in the moment, and because of that, they maximize the moment. So if you're tempted to take that faraway glance, well, glance. Get right back to the present moment. Because today, you're preparing to make tomorrow a success.
When is the offer date? All that I have to document. So they look at everything, and because they set a target, you have to accomplish this.
Well, we all want to be motivated, and yet so many times we fail to find the secret of motivation, and so let me give it to you quickly.
They'll tell me, do this, do that.
Just do it. Motivation is not the cause of action, it's the byproduct of action. There's a lot of difference. If I think motivation is the cause of my action, then I'm going to wait to be motivated before I do something. But if I realize it's the byproduct of my action, then I'll start doing something. And then guess what? Motivation will come up and zap you, and all of a sudden you feel good and you're glad you're doing it. And you're saying, wow, this is truly wonderful. So let it be the byproduct of your life. Don't let it be the foundation for the actions that you take in your life.
So with this company,
nothing comes to you until you commit yourself. Nothing comes to you if you're just going to try, but you're not committed. Nothing comes to you if you're just thinking about it. It's not until you take the action step. It's not until you take the direction do the things start to flow through you.
I get scared.
But I'm saying don't cheat yourself out of the possibility of the potential that's on the other side of commitment.
All the coaches
stay with it long enough to find out if there's any fruit.
Very nice to you. They
You
like
can
you,
do
they love
goal
you.
setting with a pencil,
Not doing what
but
you're
you have to
supposed
do
do.
goal
They'll tell
getting
you.
with your legs. You got to
Yeah,
take
they will
action.
get angry
And it's the
at you.
action that separates us. The
Yeah,
greatest
they
gap in
know.
this world is the gap
They
between
will
knowing
say,
and
it's
doing.
okay.
Knowing
Yeah,
is goal
okay,
setting.
okay. I know why you
Doing,
did
now
it.
that's goal
I
achievement.
understand.
People that are
No, it's
knowledgeable about habits say that it takes 30 days for a habit to become a habit. Now, habits can be good and habits can be bad. So over a period of time, you can either be developing habits that are going to help you, or you can be developing
how
habits
good
that are going to hurt you. People that grow develop habits that help
You have problems and right things happen.
The great value of a good habit is you don't have to think about it. That's why it's a habit. In other words, once you begin to, over days and times and periods, begin to practice something that is good, after a while it becomes automatic to you. It becomes who you are. In fact, I always tell people, practice a good habit long enough to make it yours. And once it's yours, now it's automatic. Every day, you'll do what you should do. Often I have the expression that everything worthwhile is uphill. That's a fact. You've never heard someone talk about accidental achievements. You've never heard someone that got to the top of the mountain and somebody asked them, how did you get there? Kind of look confused and say, I have no idea. They know how they got there. The reason they know how they got there is because they had to walk all the way up the mountain. Nobody lifted them. There were no shortcuts. There's not an elevator. There's not an escalator. It's all effort that gets you to the top of the mountain. What I want you to understand is that inspiration does a lot better when it's coupled with perspiration. There are a whole lot of people, they want to be inspired in great things, but they don't want to do the hard work. to achieve those great things. It's not either or, it's both and. So I really trust today that you will just kind of roll up your sleeves, look at something you haven't tackled for a while, dive in. You'll be amazed that once after you do the work, you get inspired. Don't wait to get inspired before you do the work.
What's going on, rock stars?
Good morning.
Good morning. Who's
Good
full of energy, baby?
Morning.
Morning. All right.
morning.
So I'm going to ask all of you to please mute yourselves. Mute yourselves because we can hear all your conversation. Whoever's making that sale, congratulations. We got to hear that conversation. So mute yourselves. Got a few things to cover, a couple things to remind yourselves. Number one, the reason we're having this coaching call is because I will be away for the next 2 weeks. Next week, as you know, is Summit. So excited. And so many of you are coming down. Can't wait to see you all. All right. So Summit is happening. And then I'm taking a week off. That's just what it is. I'm taking a week off. So getting back to coaching come October the 18th, and that will include Danny's Daily Huddle. I'm getting many of you jumping on to Danny's Daily Huddle. I'm so happy. For those of you that are like, what's Danny's Daily Huddle? What is that? What's going on at Danny's Daily Huddle? Well, Danny's Daily Huddle is a 7:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time group call that we have every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's all about, and I know my West Coast people are like, what? 7:30 in the morning? That's like 4:30 in the morning our time. I'm like, yes, but big shout out to William. Big shout out to Owen and Shannon and Colleen who jump on pretty much every day. So yes, it is 4:30 in the morning. Dane, don't give me that look. I know, Dane. It's 4:30 in the morning. Yes, you can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. 7:30 in the morning. It's all about tactics. It's kind of group to pump you guys up, get you guys going for the week. That's what it is. Going for the day. All right. What else do I have here? I have here, let's talk real estate. I interviewed a few of you. If you're wondering what is Let's Talk Real Estate, that is it's something for you is what it is. I want to create video content for you guys. You guys see here on the screen, when you get my email, if you go over to Let's Talk Real Estate, I'd like to interview you and have you tell me about your marketplace, what's going on in your marketplace. And in that marketplace, let me know what's happening in the Vancouver market or the Niagara Falls market or Chicago or wherever marketplace you're in. And I'm going to create a 5-minute video and I'm going to put it on social media. And then you guys can go ahead and put it on your social media. And it sort of looks like this. This is one that William and I did. Right. My
name is Danny Macedo, and I have with you
and then with
awesome
that, you guys can download the video and put it on your social media platform. That's what it's for. Right. So real simple. Click on this button. Click on when it works best for you, whatever date. And that's it. I usually do these interviews on Monday. So look out for my email that comes out on Fridays and just click on it. So if you want to come on once a month, come on once a month. It's all good. What else do we have here? Our theme for the quarter is the push. Do you know what that means? We're pushing ourselves. That's what it means. This is the time of the year you have the most distractions. Anybody agree to that? Are you guys getting a little bit distracted? Yes, you are. You got holidays, you have awards, season coming up. Right? People want to take you out, take you away from what you're supposed to be doing right now. In some cases, not you guys. I know it's not you guys, but some people are being complacent. It's like, hey, I'm pretty good. I made so much money this year. Why do I have to work?
Can I get a key cut?
Going, right?
At the auto desk?
Pushing.
Thank you.
Please mute yourselves. Mute yourselves. All right? Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Right? This is the time of year to keep pushing. Right? Pick a date, pick a time. When is it in December? That's going to be your last day of work and work hard till that day. We're also working on our January list. January list. What's a January list? List of people that can do business with you in the month of January. As you know, that when you're doing your calls, you're doing your prospecting, you're getting a lot of people saying, I'm not ready right now. Winter's coming. We're going to wait to the new year. Great. Create a little list, call it January list, put in at least 20 spots because we need to find at least 20 people, and let's start putting their names down. Because how amazing would it be walking into January with a list of 20 people ready to do something? Like that would be a great start to the year. So start working on your January list. All right, what else do I have for you guys? Oh, big shout out to Jeff Blackham. Jeff Blackham just moved up to team coaching. He's no longer my schedule, but congratulations and moving up to team coaching and taking on the next step. That is off the chart. That's amazing. Jeff and I started working 3 years ago. And Jeff, you know what? Just keep working, kept on plugging away, had one assistant, then grew from there, grew a team, and now he's moved on to team coaching. So awesome job there. All right. Today, so excited about today. This is so much fun. I got 3 awesome agents. So I want you to unmute yourself. It's going to be F.A., I want you to unmute yourself, please. Thomas, please unmute yourself. And Andrew Hassman, please unmute yourself. 3 amazing agents here. Yes. So these 3 agents I've been coaching, and as of the end of August, all 3 have hit $1 million GCI. Isn't that awesome? Clap it up to that. That's ridiculous.
Amazing.
Right? 7 figures, baby. 7 figures, right? So you got to be proud. It's not me, definitely not me. It's their hard work. It's them putting in the effort. It's them following this system. And I'm really, really proud of them, all 3. And you know, to be honest with you, I have probably another 5 agents I can say that are close to that the 7-figure mark, and they'll hit them before the end of the year. So really, you know what? It's amazing the year that you guys are having. The production's off the charts. So I selected these 3 because obviously they're first ones to 7 figures, and I wanted to kind of get some insight. Like, wouldn't you guys like to know what they're doing? Like, who's interested in knowing, hey, what's the secret sauce? What are they doing to get this stuff going, right? So let's first start off with, I'm going to start off with Andrew Hassman. Andrew.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
Please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're at, and what's going on.
Yes.
Thank you.
Andrew Hassman is my name, and my partner here, Jill Hassman, my wife, and of course, she's 51% of this, and I'm 49. But we've worked together, and we've been selling real estate for 29 years. It's gone quickly. I can't believe it's 29 years.
Let's do 2.
Oh.
No, you know what? 1.
Sorry, I got it. I fixed it.
We're with Remax. We work primarily in the west side of Vancouver. That's where we live. And it's, what else can I say?
So you're in Vancouver, 29 years in the business.
Yes.
It's you and Jill. Obviously, the backbone of the team is Jill. We know this. We all know this, right? And 29. So I'm curious, how long have you and Jill been in coaching?
We signed up just over 2 years ago. I think it was July 2019.
Okay, so 2 years. And
Yeah.
what was the production like prior to being in the coaching program?
Yes. So just go ahead, Jill.
You know, Danny, we were sort of a little bit lost. We'd been in the business for a long time, and we didn't realize why things weren't coming really easily at all.
Okay.
So basically we thought, you know, maybe the market's changed so much that people are just going in a different direction. And we decided that we probably have 10 really good years left. We still have kids in school. So we wanted to really make a good push so that we'll have a lovely retirement. So we decided to get into coaching because everything had really fallen off. And then with your guidance and checking in with you, on a strict basis. It gave us a lot of encouragement and motivation
Accountability
and
is the big thing.
accountability
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do the things that we needed to do to, I think, double our production, or is it more?
Well, just going back a bit. So, you know, in our earlier years in the business, up until about 2007, 2008, we were actually transacting 130 to 140 sales per year. We were soaring big numbers. We had a small team at the time, a couple of buyers agents and stuff. And then 2009, 2010, I guess we sort of just lost our way and sort of sat back too long and just sort of waited for the phone to ring. And slowly and surely, the phones started to ring less and less because we weren't really reaching out to our past clients. We weren't focusing on really what we needed to do. And so for a number of years, we kind of drifted, and our numbers started to drift down, you know, 80 transactions a year, 70, 60, 50. And I think at the bottom, we were 2017, 18, 35 to 30, maybe 40 transactions a year. It had really dropped off. And so we figured we needed to do something to re-energize, to sort of restart the machine. And that's, Danny, when we came to you, and it's been tremendous.
So where's your business now? Yeah.
So we'll finish this year probably close to about 80 transactions. But the big thing is, you know, our average price, of course, in Vancouver has, you know, is not like a lot of markets. We've got some, you know, we sell some fairly big properties. So this year, gross commissions will be probably one of our best, if not our best years ever in 29 years. It's going to be up there.
That's fantastic. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And
Yeah.
and specifically, where does your business come from right now? Like now that you know you're in the coaching, so I'm just curious, where's the business coming from?
Andrew was saying that we're predominantly West Side. I would say that's where we began, but no, predominantly our business is coming from our past clients. So we are now moving to where our past clients are currently living, also helping out their children and their parents. So we are really getting a really good overview of the city.
It's taking us into different directions. But answering your question, Danny, so I did a quick analysis this morning of our transactions this year. About 65% have been past clients, and 20% is referrals, realtor and past client referrals. And the other 15% is other. It would be, you know, the meeting people at showings, someone just hired us because they saw all our reviews online. So in all sort of some other areas, but primarily past client and referral has been is where most of our business is coming from.
Awesome. So past client center influence database, that is your bread and butter. I mean, 29 years in the business, it's going to be a remarkable list of people. You're going to have a lot of people, especially when you were selling like 100, 120, 130 homes, right? You would have a great database. So that only makes sense, right?
Yes.
Right? Never leave your foot off the pedal. Keep pushing your database, guys, right? Keep pushing the database.
That would be my big takeaway going back 29 years would be, you know, once you do that, your business sort of falls off. So you've got to keep in contact with your clients on a regular basis, because that is bread and butter. That's the easy business.
That's the easy business. Okay. Yeah. So you're seeing the most growth there. What strategies did you improve? Like, I mean, I know we're talking about the database where that was your biggest, most growth, but did you do anything special? Did you do anything different than what's being done?
We've implemented social media. We were doing social media before, but doing it in sort of a half-assed way. So we basically brought on a social media person to help us. We have a YouTube channel with our subscribership growing sort of every week. We try to do as many sort of short videos as we can. And to give you an example, someone saw one of our videos a couple of months ago. It's an old client that I hadn't lost track of, but we hadn't done business in about 15 years. And he saw me online and he called me right away and said, Andrew, I just saw your video. This is great. You know what? I need to sell my condo in Vancouver. And we listed up his $4.5 million condo in Vancouver from an old client. And then last week, we did another short video on Canadian taxation. An old client saw it. He was one of my first clients in the business in 1995. Sold him his condo. We sort of stayed in touch. He's now an older gentleman with his wife. He says, Andrew, we need to sell the condo. I just saw your video. Great video. Wow. When can we meet? And I met him a couple of days ago. He's signing up his listing. So it's amazing how when you engage your database through video and social media content, it's made a huge difference.
Awesome. Awesome. So taking what you've been working on your database and then throwing in the element of social media, now you're getting that kind of re-energized from your database.
Well, and
right?
it's irrelevant again, because again, if you look at all the younger realtors that are tech savvy and they're doing all this sort of stuff, if you're not, you're falling off. You're out of view. And so, and a lot of our clients that are in their 50s and 60s, they're also online and they see this and they think, oh, this is great. It's the sort of the new way of engaging.
Yeah, this has been the most fun year we've had in probably 10 years. And we're still going on listing appointments where people are wanting to use our experience and then going with another realtor. So those ones are really hard. But when we go in and we sit with a family that we know, they're like, you're our realtor. We want to work. We're not asking anybody else to come.
So much easier dealing with past clients.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot easier working with people that you've built a trust over the years. They respect you, they love you. And you know what? As long as you're providing the information, and that's key. We're using social media as the new medium to put out that information, to be known to them.
Exactly.
So everyone,
fact,
videos, baby, videos.
Yeah.
We've also saved a ton of money because we're not doing just solds. We're not doing just listed. We're not sending out mailers to 5,000 homes.
We've saved tens of thousands of dollars on mail this year. It's unbelievable. And engaging through digital media, it's unbelievable. It really has been quite a transition.
Well, that was one of the things that we talked about is like, why are we jumping into this geographical farm, sending out newsletters if we're not maximizing what you should be getting from your database? That then never made sense to me, right?
Yeah.
Let's get that working first before we enter into a new pillar, right? Love it. All right, last question before I move on to Yefe. Last question is there anything else that you would like to share with the group here?
Well, I would just say this, in order, if you're a young realtor starting out, or if you're sort of, you've been at it a few years and you're not seeing numbers, ramp up. The other thing that I would focus on as a newer realtor is I think you need to have some sort of specialization. You need to have some sort of, what's your value add? What differentiates you from the rest of the number of realtors out there? And so one of the things that we started off when we got into this business many 2+ decades ago is we farmed like crazy. We had an area that we specialized in, and we were the go-to realtors in that area. Of course, today, 2+ decades later, we've grown our database, we've grown past clients, and people have moved around. But in the early days, that farming, that market specialization was huge for us. And if I was starting out today, I would be going in that direction big time. I'd become a specialist in a certain area of the city or demographic. And I'd really go after that and become a market specialist, a go-to realtor for that type of property in that type of area.
I love it. Love the advice. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Andrew and Jill, for your insights. Guys, clap it up. Clap it up for Andrew and Jill. Crushing it. Love it. Love it. All right. Thank you so much. I'm jumping over to Yefe now. Yefe, tell us about you. Who are you?
Me? I get a little bit nervous. First time, eh?
First time, no worries. It's all good. We're all family here.
Okay, this is Ife, Remax Niagara in Niagara Falls. Everybody can hear me?
We can hear you perfectly.
Okay. So I've been doing this business since 2015. Pretty starting good because when I started business, I'm the first group people in Niagara Falls by Chinese group people. So I running restaurant business about 10 years. So I know lots of people in here. I started pretty good. I got lots of friends in here. Like my employee, when they're selling houses, buy houses, after I got a license, they want to find me, right? So that's where I start. Not too much compared with Andrew, about 29 years. I only do this for maybe 6 years.
So you've been in the business for 6 years. You started in the Niagara Falls area. Prior to that, you were in the restaurant business. And
for about 10 years.
For 10 years in the restaurant business. That's amazing. And then you took the connections and who you knew from that business and worked them first at the beginning. Like that's who your bread and butter was. People from your community, people from the contacts you made from the restaurant. Love it. So how long have you been in coaching?
1 year, probably 1 year last year.
Yeah, we're
got
moving on to our
coaching
second year now.
because-
That's right.
Yeah, because I got this coaching by one of my friend, Sean Delat. When this COVID-19 becomes, I want to learn something, right? I think it will be for the rest of few months, will be slowing down. So I asked one of my friends, is top one realtor in Niagara region. I says, I want to get some coaching. Who you recommend it to? There's three guys. I was in my mind. It's Kevin, I forgot, and there's another guy. I forgot the name too. Lucky I just remembered Tom Ferry. And they said, oh, I'm being coaching by Tom Ferry. So you better call them, check out. Because I forgot the last two guys' names. So that's why I called Tom Ferry. There's no other choice.
Perfect. Thank God you have a terrible memory. That's fantastic. So happy
It's
for
bad memory, but good memory too.
All right. So you've been in Tom Ferry for about a year coaching. How was your production before coaching?
You mean it by numbers or by deals or
Whatever you want to share, numbers or income, whatever you like to do.
I'm usually like, okay, so I'm the top 25 agent in Niagara region before coaching. But I always feel nervous, like, hey, we're doing this business, self-employed. I run the restaurant business. I feel nervous too, as your boss by yourself, right? So you're always feeling, where is my business coming from tomorrow? So sometimes I ask my wife, oh, like, what we should do next? What we should going next? I believe all the agents face on the screen have the same issues. I believe that. Like even Andrew just mentioned, sorry, Andrew, I mentioned too many times because you're the guy just talked. And we always worried, oh, where is my business coming from? Well, how's the economy going to tomorrow? Like right now, we may worried about, okay, how's the liberal comes in the party? What is the new rules of no foreign buyers? We always were getting worried. That's me. I always getting worried too, right? So maybe even I do $1 million income, I'm still getting worried. Oh, how about the next year? Our income is going like this, like a hill, right? So always going and down. I just want to be attached, and I asked my wife. I says, "What we should do?" And my wife says, "You know what? Don't bother me. Find another guy. Okay, so someone you can talk. Get a coach. That's why I'm here." After I got a coach about a year, right now maybe top 5 in Niagara region. I'm not.
That's significant. So you went from top 25 before coaching to now top number 5 in your area. That's significant growth, right?
Yeah, and you know what? The numbers is one thing, but another thing is I don't worry anymore. Like I feel, oh, I know what to do tomorrow. If I have no business tomorrow, I'm not just in black, right? So I know maybe I'm lazy. I don't want to do anything. I want a vacation. I want to play. I want to play video games. It's my fault. It's not the marketing fault. It's not, I'm just close my eyes and doing something else. That's a good thing.
So let me stop you there. So you're saying that what coaching brought to you is more certainty and you're not as worried anymore.
That's right. That's the most important thing for me.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that with me. Where does your business come from right now? Like, where's the majority of your business coming from right now?
Oh, I believe like you and me, we just did that last time, like last coaching, 93% is referral business. 7% people on the street, maybe because I don't have team, I just me. I do most the listings than buyers.
Okay.
I do 9 listings and sell 1. So listing is the most. I don't have time to take buyers to show around houses.
So you're getting majority of business from listings.
Yes.
And what do you do to generate the lead for the listing?
People referral, some people, they refer me.
Where do they see you?
They see me on WeChat, YouTube videos, and they know my name. Like I said, I'm maybe the first group people in Niagara region, Chinese guys. So they know me and they want to know me. They add my WeChat, right? So
I want everyone to be clear here. The majority of the business that Yefe gets is from his what we call demographic community. He's getting it from the Chinese community. He shoots videos in Mandarin, and he's focusing his videos all in for the Chinese community. He's using WeChat, and if I can I? Do you have stuff to share, or do you want me to share on the screen?
I can share. That's I did
Share?
yesterday.
All right. So show us something that you do, one of your videos, because he is the, I'm going to say probably of all the people that I'm coaching, one of the top video makers, because he makes his own video. He doesn't have someone. He's doing it all himself. So share
like
with us
showing,
one of your videos.
the one I shared, this videos I did yesterday. That's introduce the area. Sorry, is talking in Chinese. 今天我来跟大家聊聊 Niagara Falls 这个城市。自从美国独立战争
What happened? We lost it. Did we lose him? I guess we lost him. Oh, too bad. He had some great stuff to show. So I'll share on my screen now because I have his popped up here. So this is Yefe, and these are some of the videos that he's created over time. As you can see, he really does take the time to make sure that the video itself has a lot of special effects, music, and different things in it. He takes, so I would say we're now jumping back into more video, right? So I'm sorry that he had left. I'm not sure what happened. All right, so let's move on. I'm going to move on and bring up Thomas. Thomas, if you're ready.
Absolutely, Danny. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you perfectly. So please, Thomas, introduce yourself.
Absolutely. I'm Thomas Calla, own Pinnacle Homes Group with eXp Realty in Victoria, BC. I've been a realtor for 3 years now. Our team consists of myself, my wife, one assistant, and one other agent. So it's been definitely a learning curve in 3 years of being a realtor.
Nice. 3 years as a realtor. How long have you been in coaching?
I started coaching in February. So I've been a year and a half, almost 2 years in coaching with Tom Ferry. And honestly, I wish I would have started from when I first started as a realtor, joined Tom Ferry.
So we're going on to our second year. So you started back in 2020, in February 2020.
Yeah, you got it.
And what was the production like back then?
Well, production, when I first started before coaching, that was my first year in real estate. So I was 50 homes, just over 40 million. I started with Sotheby's International for the first few months in Victoria, and then I moved over to eXp Realty from there.
Hello.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Sorry, my another computer offline. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'll come right back to you. Okay, Yefe, will give me a second. Okay. All right. So Thomas, you've been coaching for just over a year and a half now, and production. You're, first time in the business, first year in the business. You're like 50 deals, dude. You're a rock star to begin with.
It was a long year.
It was a long year. Okay, excellent. So what's the production like now? Like, what are you in numbers?
So numbers so far now, personally, it's 71 homes, just over 76 million, and our team is just over 85 million. We set a pretty crazy goal. I'm sure you remember the conversation. You thought I was crazy, but our goal this year was 136 homes, which was a pretty big goal year over year. 70% of the properties we do are single family homes, and in Victoria, our average single family home price is just over $1 million, and 60% of our business is listing. So it allows us to have a bit more free time, to sell more homes essentially.
Okay, excellent. And specifically, where does your business come from? Like we talked to Andrew and his past client center influence database. With Yefe, he was talking about his demographics, his community, the Chinese community that he works with, and his connections there. Where is your business coming from?
Yeah, absolutely, that's a good question. I'm an Excel guy, so I track literally everything. We currently have 14 different sources. Obviously, when you're a new agent, you kind of dabble in everything. But specifically, our strongest suits are builders, client referrals, past clients, expireds and cancels have been the strongest. Haven't been the strongest this year, but in the past 3 years, they were strong. Over 3 years, our sphere past clients referrals have made up 50%. Builders and developers have made up 15%. And then expireds, FSBOs, canceled, was 12%, but it's obviously dropped drastically in Victoria this year because, everyone and their dog's selling homes essentially, right? But we've seen over the 3 years, our past clients referrals make up slowly going from 15 to 20% all the way up to 50% of our business now.
Love it. Love it. Now, I hope you guys picked up on that. He said 14 different lead sources. 14. Now, we need to do 4 minimum. Tom's talking ideally 6. And I'm having some of you guys have a tough time with like trying to find a third one. All right. So here's Thomas with 14, and each one of them has a plan of action to work. Right. Love it. I really love it. I hope you guys writing down notes on this one. Beautiful nugget there.
And it's kind of one of those things, there's 2 types of people. There's hunters and farmers. Hunters like to chase new business, and farmers like to, farm their past clients and sphere, which I struggle with. I really do, but it's cheaper. It's cheaper to go after, your past clients. Just stay in touch with them, right? Send them gifts and thank you cards and all that. And we've started over the last year focusing on our past clients and sphere because we've already done business with them. They know us. I do like to go after expireds, cancels, FSBOs, door knock, a lot of that, but it's a lot more effort, a lot more time, and costs you more money essentially, right? So,
well, that being said, when I look at everyone here, 50% of the agents here on this call absolutely love their database. They love going after having conversations with the database, love connecting with them. They're a first source. But then 50% of you here on this call absolutely hate that. You're like, no, I don't want to be begging for business. No. I'd rather go after someone else, right? And you follow one or the other. What we can tell you is that a brand new agent who has no, what's the past clients, you're going to be pushing yourself towards that side of, hey, I'm going to go after the business, not necessarily nurture what I have, right? Which is normal. But what we know is to make a sustained business, to have a business that runs and keeps increasing year after year after year, you need to have your database as be one of them. You have to be working your database. You cannot neglect them. Hey, great point. Next question I have for you here is, where did you see the most growth this year? Whether it could be like your lead sources, if you want to talk about your business that way, or do you feel maybe adding in a new team member? Like when you look at your growth this year, where was the most coming from and why?
That's a great question, Danny. I think it's twofold. There's a lot of different ways of seeing growth. We've consistently grown in all of our main lead sources over the 3 years. Like I said, we have done a better job obtaining business from our sphere and past clients. Personally, my knowledge of real estate system has grown drastically, and real estate has basically become my religion. Coaching, I would say, has helped me give direction. Previous to being a realtor, I was an employee, and now I'm an employer. So all of us in this room are building and running a business, and as we know, there's always challenges with building a business and being a business owner, right? We might be really good at closing deals and negotiating sales, but there's bookkeeping, there's accounting, there's where do you spend your marketing. And that's a big help that Tom Ferry and coaching has done, because I've never been a business owner before. So, where do I spend money in? You got to pay taxes, all these different things that you got to think of. It's not just calling a client and selling a home.
Right. I love that. So the growth has been just the maturity of running a business and growing the business, right? Now, what strategies did you use to improve or add on to help grow the business this year?
Well, the first thing I did is we finally hired a full-time assistant. We actually headhunted a rock star who had 15 years of experience. So that helped us on the admin side. We leveraged technology and social media to build our brand. I think social media has been the biggest. And then video has also been huge for us in Victoria. We've really built our social media through videos, your top 5 ways to buy a home, our listing videos, talking to clients, kind of addressing their questions on video, and it's made a big difference. We've also expanded our systems and tuned them in a bit. Every time I talk with Danny, we're always constantly just changing our systems, dialing them in, and then the biggest thing is we've tracked our numbers more closely over the last year and a half to make more educated business decisions. If I found out where I was wasting money and putting money into things that I just don't have the time to focus on. So we've actually improved everywhere strategy wise, right?
I love it. And you know what? Thank you for pointing a couple of big things there. So number one was the KPIs, knowing your numbers, understanding the numbers, and moving forward with the numbers. You also, again, as this is the third person I'm interviewed who's talked about video, right? As you guys all understand, my goal for all of you is to get your YouTube channel to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours so that you guys can monetize that channel. Whether you do or don't is irrelevant. But if you're looking at an exit strategy and you're trying to sell your business, how do I sell my business? Well, what are you actually selling? Like when you think about selling your real estate business, your book of business, what do you actually sell? Well, you're going to sell the database, your past clients, center influence database, and whatever assets that come with it, such as a monetized YouTube channel. Right? So you really have to think about that. So we're working on videos. Love it. All right. Last question I have for you, Thomas, and then I'll go back to you. Okay, Yefe? With this group here, I mean, they've heard a lot of great information right now. Is there anything else that you want to share with them?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing is don't be afraid to reach out for help or support from other agents. I personally love to collaborate with agents and share ideas. Even in your own city, there's more than enough business to go around out there. So reach out to, there's a lot of great agents on this call. Reach out for help, share ideas. There's a couple of people in Victoria that we've collaborated as well and shared ideas, right? So I think that's the biggest thing is reach out when you need help, because if you've never done something before, you probably don't know how to do it. But somebody else in this group has probably done it already. There's some great agents that have been selling homes for 20, 30 years in here. You can share some of your experiences, what's working with you, and it might help them, and they can share what's worked for them that can help you. So
remember, guys, you're not on an island. We're all together. We're all family here. You guys can anytime. If you need an accountability partner, if you need a role play partner, if you just need some help and you want to talk to someone in your marketplace, around your marketplace. That was awesome, Thomas. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, so let's give it up for Thomas. Awesome job, Thomas. Congrats. That's fantastic. All right, Yefe, unmute yourself and jump on.
Okay, where we're at. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so my next question for you is, when you look at your business this year, where do you feel you had the most growth?
Oh, by what's the growth? I would say by videos, because I barely do advertisement myself. And this year we try to do billboard on coaching or garbage bin, but it doesn't work. So we tried, it doesn't really work. So I cancel everything. I learned a little bit to create the videos, like, Final Cut Pro. I learned by myself. And I planned this make for fun. But after I did some videos, I posted and people like it. And they call me, they think I'm professional. Yes, I am professional, but hey, not everybody knows that, right? Before. So the people think, oh, this guy looks not bad, eh? Make video funny.
So let me say, you didn't know how to edit videos. You learned how to edit some videos, and now you create videos and do it all yourself.
Yeah.
And because of the videos that you're putting out there, you're now getting people calling you up and getting business from it.
Remember before you told me hire someone to do the videos, and I just doubted about that.
Yeah.
I barely shooting house videos. Like I got a listing, I shoot the videos. I don't do that. I just do whatever I like. Not kind of vlog or telling people the city. Okay. So the video I just showed you guys is cut off. It's introduced Niagara Falls. So I cut from some movies to introduce Niagara Falls back to 1840 something. There's a war in there, something like it's almost like tell people a story, and people love watching it. Yeah.
So you're not using the same cut and dry, boring real estate videos. You're being unique with all your videos, off the wall, something that entertaining, that in some cases you probably would question whether it's an actual real estate video or not, right?
Yeah, I love that. Every video should tell people a story.
Love that. Guys, write that down. Every video should be telling people a story. I love that. Tell people a story, right? Love it. Remember, who gets paid the most? Like when you look at our society, who gets paid the most? It's athletes, it's movie stars, actors. They're getting paid the most because they entertain us. So be entertaining. I love it. Tell a story. That's brilliant. All right, next question. What strategies did you improve or add to grow your business this year?
Oh, before I like a fly cut off the head and it's flying everywhere. Now I'm solo with my wife. My wife actually is my assistant. Now we just target on the videos and pass the client. That's good. That's basically enough for me. I cannot do more. I don't have buyer agent, and I have time to create the videos. Like my mom always says, you're doing videos as a full-time work. Real estate, it's part-time. So I don't have time to do. That's why I only do listings, right? So I like doing buyers because every time I go out, it'll take about 4 or 5 hours and people don't buy houses. I doing nothing. I rather to stay at home, edit a one video and take maybe one more listings. So
Okay, I'll stop you there. I hope you guys picked up on that. He's got a standard. He doesn't work with buyers. If they don't buy after a certain amount of time, they cut them off because he'd rather do a video than go work with people unqualified. Right? I love that. At setting standards for yourself. Listen, life's too short. And Yefe, do you love doing videos?
I like that. I doing pictures, videos since I was in primary school or secondary school.
And now he's able to take that knowledge, that passion, and generate business from it. I love it. I think that's brilliant. All right, last question. Is there anything else that you want to share with everybody here?
How should I say that? I don't know. Give me some insight. I
don't know. Anything. Is there anything to share? Any secret nuggets that we need to know?
There's nothing secret. It's like, okay, so basically I use all the, no, I'm not all, like 90% of the regular advertising fees give back to the clients, right? So we did a staging for the clients and I bought a truck. When client need moving, we can help them to moving. Before all the listings, we did a whole bunch of work for them. So I don't want to say too much to the client, but basically we did a lot to the client. Then, so we talk about all what do we do for the clients during the coaching this year. At the beginning, even Danny says, why you do this much? I says, I don't do too much advertisement fees. I rather give the money back to the clients and they do advertisement for me. So I doing my work, they doing their works.
So
every listing sold, like yesterday, I sold 2 listings. I put 2 offers yesterday and it's all sold firm. So the guys, the seller really appreciate that. They said, Ife, what I can do for you? This is, you know what, your job is introduce another 2 sellers for me. So that's what I told the seller.
Hit the iron when the iron is hot. Ask for the business when people are happy with your service. Great piece of advice. Love it. All right. So thank you, Yefe. Hey, big round of applause for Yefe. Great job. Hey, and congratulations on your new home. Yefe bought a brand new home with 40 acres, and on the 40 acres is 20 acres of my favorite grapes. He's got a winery on the
He'll become a farmer.
Now he's a farmer. So congratulations on that. Excellent.
I'll go visit you and have wine.
No problem.
All right. So now I'm opening the floor. We got a lot of agents here on the call. Thank you all of you for being on this call. Who has any questions, any thoughts, anything that they'd like to ask? Andrew and Jill, Yefe, or Thomas, or myself, what questions do you guys have?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
How do you get to 1,000 followers quick?
Oh, great question, right? So who would like to take on that question?
I don't have 1,000, so I don't know how to answer that.
No, you're at 500. Right? You're close to 500. I I'm gonna say, because I just hit 1,000, I'm at 1,050 on one of my channels. I'm gonna say that the easiest way for you to get to 1,000 is producing content and putting it out there regularly. There are some other micro things you have to do, like tags, the description, and hashtags, which are different than tags, right? But the key element with any YouTube channel is putting relevant information on it, and consistently. I have one channel. It took me 18 months to get to 1,000. And that was putting 3 videos a week on that channel.
Okay.
Right? So it's producing content, right? And then following a simple plan. I can show you the plan, no big deal. If you guys are wondering what it is, see, I took on a challenge last year. Tom said, do something that you're uncomfortable with in your coaching. And for me, it was social media. I don't have a very big YouTube following or even Facebook or social media challenge following. So what I did was I took YouTube as my challenge. I said, let me grow a channel to 1,000, but I made it difficult for myself. I picked a topic that I have no knowledge on, zero knowledge on, because I get a lot of apprehension from clients that say, yeah, but what am I going to talk about? What am I going to say? Who does 3 videos a week, right? Anybody ever say that to themselves? I don't know what to say. Like, really? So I picked a topic that I have zero knowledge on, and I was able to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers in 18 months. You guys want to see the channel?
Yes.
Anybody interested? All right. Here is my channel. It is called Roblox Entice. Does anyone know the game Roblox?
No.
Yeah,
Nor
my
do
son
I.
always play that.
My kids are obsessed.
Kids are obsessed with it. I have no knowledge of this, no idea what the hell a Roblox Entice is, right? So I hired someone from Fiverr to create videos for me. That's what they did. So I got 3 videos a week, and I put them out there. So let me show you my numbers, right? I have one video. What's my top one here? Top 10. I got 18,000 views on this one video, 18,000 views. No idea who this person is, right? I have here over 200,000 views on this channel, 215 videos. My watch hours are about, oh, it's not showing me a watch hour. Watch hours are, I switch my account over. Okay. So watch hours are, it's going to pop up. Here it is. Watch hours are 4,800. Let me just do this. Achievements. So 200,000 views, over 1,000 subscribers. We got 5,400 likes on this. You guys can see the numbers, the analytics.
Danny, I have no idea what this is.
Nor do I. I have no idea what Roblox Entice is. If you're wondering about the analytics, really easy, folks. There's a company called vidIQ. I've mentioned this to you guys in the past, vidIQ, right? You can download their little extension, and they give you all this information. And it's free. That's the cool thing. It's all free, right? Another one you can use is something called TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is actually quite nice, right? They do the same thing. They do the analytics. Very simple stuff, folks, right? So that is an example of how you get yourself to 1,000. Could I sell this? Well, once I actually make some real money, but I'm sharing that with you because now it's monetized. I actually make money while people view. It's a passive income source, right?
How do you make money?
I'm sorry?
How do you make money out of that?
So YouTube goes into contract with you, and they start to advertise on the channel. So for example, if I wanted to, any one of these videos, if I click on one of these videos, a little commercial, oh, this one didn't show the commercial. This one did, YouTube did itself. But let's go with, all right, I'm jump into another account, switch over to my Coach Danny account. There's a commercial. You guys see this commercial?
Yeah.
Okay, see this ad? I make money because this ad is now playing on my video. That's how I make money. So YouTube charges marketers to advertise on YouTube. They then go in partnership with creators, like YouTube creators, and say, hey, we're going to put an ad on your channel, on your videos, and we'll split the income. And we're like, cool, works for me. All right, that's how that works. All right, any other questions? Jennifer Graham, you got a question. Can you unmute yourself? Let me ask, go ahead.
Hi there. I was interested actually, I'm very interested in the passive income, but for generating new business. So I heard sometimes farming is not really great. Like I actually only get 1 or 2 leads a year. But going after expired is one of the ways to actually get business. Like this actually works.
All right, so I'm going to pass this question over to Thomas. Because Thomas has got 14 lead sources, and I know that he knows expireds. So Thomas, what's your take on geographical farming versus expireds?
Yeah, actually, we started farming when I first started, but we have stopped doing postcards. And expireds are a good one, especially if you're a new agent. Tough if you're in Canada because it's impossible to get people's numbers. We use telelisting to see. That's the first thing we do. A lot of it's door knocking, and then we follow up with 7 to 8 mail campaigns, postcards, letters to them. But as a new agent, get out there, door knock. So if say you're showing homes in the afternoon in a certain neighborhood, either before or after you show those homes, print off the last 10 expireds or canceled in that area and just knock on the door either before or after your showings. You're there anyways, you might as well do it. And it's also going to build your sales skills too, because you're going to knock on 10 doors, 8 of them are going to tell you to pound sand or they're not interested, and maybe 2 say they might be interested, right? That's an easy one that you can do. The more doors you knock, the more potential listing appointments you have, and the more homes you can sell, right? And it's free. It just costs your time, right? Whereas farming, you can spend 10 grand on a neighborhood over 2 months and not get a single phone call.
Yeah, and you can't have a limiting belief. And what I mean by that is you can't door knock condos, but there's nothing saying you can't door knock townhouses, because there's townhouses everywhere in Toronto. There's semi-detached homes everywhere in Toronto. There are attached homes everywhere in Toronto. There's homes everywhere in Toronto that you can door knock, but you cannot door knock condos. I get that, because you don't have a security code to get in there, and you shouldn't be soliciting in a condo building. But to compensate that, to do what Thomas says, send out a letter. Hey, listen, this is an area that I'm going to be working expireds. How do you get around the do not call, do not? Well, Matt, that's a great question. And the reality is door knock on 2 or 3 doors next to it. That's how you get around it. Okay? If you're going to call and let them know that their home expired, make sure that they have permission for you to call them. I know in the Toronto Real Estate Board, for example, there's a yes and no question there. Do you want to be contacted? Yes or no. If they say yes, call them. If they say no, don't call them, right? Go door knock them. That's the difference.
What content do you follow up with after you're contacting an expired through door knocking?
I'm going to always ask them, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I noticed that your home is no longer for sale. I'm just curious, are you folks still thinking of selling? Plain and simple. And if so, when are you planning to interview realtors for the job of selling your home? I would love to apply for the job. Like, that's where you're going at. It's like, I'm just keeping it simple. Hey, you had this need. It didn't sell. Don't know why. Don't give a shit either. Right? I just want to know, when are you interviewing realtors? Like, when are you planning to interview realtors? And that's the mentality. It's like next. All right, Judith, you got another question. What's up?
Hi, everybody. My name is Judith. I am trying to work on my database, and I hear all of your success stories about, getting a lot of your business from your past clients. I know the usual ways, newsletter or, videos, emails, but has anybody used any interesting or out of the box kind of reaching out to your old clients? I was just wondering.
All right, I'm gonna go with you, Andrew. I'm gonna pass this one along to you. This sounds like a past client center influence database call.
We pre-COVID, after getting Danny on board and putting ideas back and forth, we started doing these client get-togethers at a country club in Vancouver. We sent out invitations to our past clients, and we put on these speaker engagements where we brought in guest speakers and had I think we did 4 of these client get-togethers. We'd serve wine and cheese. We got about at each one we had about 60 people at each one, and it was all past clients, and it was just a great way face to face to connect with people. We brought in a guest speaker, kind of real estate related, so it was interesting. And it's amazing, on each one of those events, we got business from clients that we hadn't worked with in years. So it was just a great way to go get face to face with people. Face to face is powerful, right? So anything you can do to get face to face, I think is absolutely the way you should go. So these client speaker engagement seminars, whatever you want to call them, were great for us. And once we get through COVID, we're going to start doing them again.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, that's the last question for today. Hey guys, you guys get some value out of this? All right, can everyone please unmute yourselves? Please unmute yourselves. All right, everyone unmute yourselves. Now, those of you on Danny's Daily Huddle, you know what I'm going to ask now. Those of you who are not on Danny's Daily Huddle have no idea what's coming, right? So, those of you on Danny's Daily Huddle, I want to hear you really loud here. What day is today?
Money-making day.
That's right. It's a money-making day. If you're on this call, it's a money-making day. Big thank you to Andrew, Yefe, and Thomas. Thank you so much for being on the call. You guys are awesome. I'll talk to you guys on the 18th. Have a powerful 2 weeks. See you at Summit, baby.
Take care.